Assalamu alaikum, rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to The Late Show. We are live tonight, as ever. Apologies for us being a little late. I know we advertised for 9:30, but we are The Late Show for a reason.
10 o'clock.
Oh, sorry.
3 minutes late.
We're getting better then.
Yeah.
So actually, we aren't 34 minutes late. We're only 4 minutes late. Okay then. All right, alhamdulillah, that's fine. Just a little bit of feedback from last week's show. I wasn't in the studio last week. Neither was Sorry. But I was listening in, and I must say, marvellous job, old chap.
Thank you very much, Baba. I enjoyed every minute of it, although it was a lonely evening up in the studio with an elective mute.
You was getting pretty fired up last week.
I was very passionate about what we were talking about. And
for those who didn't tune in last week, let's give them a little recap. I mean, what were you talking about last week?
Amazingly, we went live to Iraq and spoke to Sarah in Erbil, who's out there being an activist and a humanitarian. And we had a follow-up call from Shirin, who's doing the same thing from back home. And after that, we went a bit crazy and had people talking about Nando's and Rambo's. But I enjoyed it, and thank you to everyone who phoned in, contributed, and listened.
Excellent. This week's show.
Yes.
We're calling it The Price of Fame.
You're calling it The Price of Fame.
Oh, sorry. I'm calling it The Price of Fame.
Price of Fame.
Obviously, in light of the recent death of Robin Williams, we're just going to talk amongst ourselves, really, and obviously give opportunity to all our listeners out there to join in as well.
And that opportunity is there on 01189 660 382.
And if you're shy, you can text in.
Yeah. And what is that text number, Baba?
07909 567 527. I'll repeat that again. It's 07909 567 527. So, Julian, I mean, we're growing up in the West. The media's all in our face.
I'm still growing up.
We're still growing
in the
up.
West.
They say the 30s is the new 20s, and 40s is the new 30s.
Yeah, man.
50s is the new 40s. So we're not getting older. We're actually getting younger.
We're getting younger.
Yeah.
Thank God for that.
So, I mean, in light of this topic that we're going to be talking about today, I mean, we've grown up in the West. The media's been in our face. We glorify individuals, celebrities on TV, sportsmen, etc. We really glamorize them. And not only that, they're pretty much our heroes. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, it's nice to think that, the religious figures of history and in the holy books and their companions and whatnot, really should be our role models.
Oh yeah, I mean, forgot about them.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it from a godly point of view.
But were they just the celebrities of days gone by?
Yeah, you could be right there.
They probably got mobbed everywhere they went. People came from far to see them speak. Yeah. I don't know if they signed autographs.
Well, I mean, I know people picked up souvenirs from them.
Well, yeah, exactly. There's many relics, whether it's Prophet's turban or a lock of his hair or
anything, piece of paper.
In Turin, they think they've got the shroud that Jesus was wrapped in. Who knows the truth? The Turin shroud.
You never know.
So, what is the difference then between them and the? I mean, obviously,
those individuals that followed or preached God's word, those are righteous individuals who came with a message to guide man to the right way and the right way of living.
Are there no righteous celebrities nowadays? Who are those two brothers that used to sing? I can't remember the name.
Two brothers. Bros.
Oh, the Righteous Brothers, that's it. No. Are there no good celebrities nowadays like Bono who's always
Sean Penn.
Sean Penn. People that are trying to raise awareness. You know, a lot of celebrities have actually taken the trouble, taken the time out of their own lives to pour a bucket of water over their head. You know,
Oh yeah, that's a new one.
that's got to be. It's got to be a good thing. In the old days, they walked on water. Now they just
Throw it over the head.
throw it over their head, and that's
Yeah.
you've done your bit for charity.
Do you think that we are becoming idiotic people? Where
Speak for yourself.
where you know.
Not all of us. No.
Generally, some of the posts that I see are just so ridiculous. Like
Posters.
posts.
Oh, posts,
that
yeah.
you see online these days. You know, individuals
Yeah.
posting up. I mean, it could be anything stupid from tripping over something and they're getting 50,000 hits or something. You know.
Well, as long as it's someone else tripping over and not me, then
Yeah,
it's funny, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Laughing at someone else's expense.
Maybe I'm just trying to be too serious tonight. I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry, Barbara. Right, let's get serious. 01189 660 382. Come and get serious with Barbara Ali.
Yeah, I'm a serious kind of guy.
He's a serious kind of guy, and we can do serious. I think these the trouble, as you say, nowadays, or these days, is that we are very we're ready to laugh at other people. We want to see other people be brought down. Even when it is celebrities, we'd rather see them not doing well than doing well.
Is that because we're miserable within ourselves?
Yes, I think you got it. We want to bring ourselves up by bringing someone else down. And if you see, so and so split up, or Jordan's had another divorce.
Who?
Michael
Jordan?
Yeah, Michael Jordan. He was married to Peter Andre.
Oh, man.
And
I think we've got the wrong Jordan.
is there another one?
Yeah, I think the one you're talking about. Yeah.
Well, I thought it was Michael Jordan.
No.
But anyway, you know what I'm getting at. We like to see people be
Miserable.
brought, miserable, basically.
Okay. So, I mean, in light of tragic celebrities or tragic public figures, do we really get happy when we see stuff like that?
I think we kind of feel better that it's not happening to us,
Rather than us.
and we can be so ready to criticise someone. For example, a different Michael Jackson. Everyone was kind of saying, "Well, is he a paedophile?" And he's really weird. He's really strange. As soon as the guy passed away, we all loved him again. And there is something about nowadays that as soon as you're gone, as soon as you're dead, then we all pretend that we really like the guy, and I was his biggest fan, but probably you were calling him a paedophile the week before.
Very true.
Very true. And
why is that? Why do we immortalize individuals in their death?
Well, we do say don't speak ill of the dead, and maybe it's a kind of a reminder that we're all going to die, and we think, I'm not perfect either.
Being respectful when the person is not here to defend themselves anymore is one thing. But then going out of your way and becoming a massive cult follower, and starting to buy their merchandise and going to their house in Never Land and where's Elvis?
Graceland.
Graceland.
Yeah, Graceland.
It's a totally different thing, isn't it?
It is a different thing, but I don't know. Dying can really put you on the map. You got 30 followers or so, die on the cross, or seemingly, and then you got 2 billion. I can't work it out, but I think there is a kind of a hypocrisy from people that want to criticise someone, and then they're their biggest fan after their death.
Is that because we want to see the good in them rather than remember the bad?
Yeah, I can't work it out, because for all the the negativity and bad news sells, and
I guess we'll never know until we're gone.
Well, man, one of us will be first. I hope you live a long life, Barbara.
I hope the same for you.
It might be good for the late show if you could just kind of fake your own something or other. People will be phoning in to say what a great presenter you were at last.
They'll be appreciating our work.
Yeah, finally. No, we don't need to stoop to that level, but you can give us a call on 01189660382. Tell us that we're still alive, so can come and tell us that we're rubbish.
Let's talk a little bit
that's
about
what you think.
Let's talk a little bit about chasing fame.
Okay.
What drives individuals to go after fame and fortune?
I think it's just it's a lack of self-confidence. I would never stoop to that level. But if you want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook or YouTube, please do so. Please. Everyone is out to be famous nowadays. Everyone thinks they can make it. They've all seen idiots on X Factor making a fool of themselves and getting 15 minutes of fame out of it, and they think, I want a piece of that. Even online, if it's not fame, everybody wants that me moment.
I did it. It was me.
I did it. Or I got this many likes, this many hits, or shares, and we're all kind of craving the same thing and competing with each other for the same thing.
So basically, it comes down to a lack of self-confidence to even want to chase that in the first place, and it's just, how can you say, a weak. I'm getting lots of words here. Help me out. There's
something missing. I think if you need
shallow?
Shallow, and you need that kind of reassurance. But we all like to be told that we all like to be liked. We all like to be liked.
I think somebody wants to be famous because there's a call coming through.
No, that's just yes. We'll come to the calls very shortly. 01189660382. Give us a ring, and you'll get straight through to studio. No screening, no nothing.
So you got individuals now, Julian, who have dedicated their lives to their art. So whether it's movies or music or sports, what other thing do people?
Well, you can be like Kim Kardashian. She's famous for
she's a
lost for words, but
I don't know what you call someone like that. What do you call them? Tabloid. Something.
You can be famous for nothing. You can be famous for being famous, or just being associated with it.
You've got these individuals who reached a extreme level of fame and fortune, and then when they actually get it, they say, my life's miserable and I hate my life and I want to be left alone.
Careful what you wish for.
But is that really true? Do they really want people to leave them alone? Do they really want everything to go away? Because I don't believe they do.
You think it's more attention seeking?
Yeah, I think it comes down to even more attention seeking. There's a sense of responsibility that comes. You cannot say that you want to be the heavyweight champion of the world, for example, and then when people
throw it in the bin.
Yeah, or throw it in the bin afterwards, and then when people come...
Who was that? That really bad?
That was really bad.
Really bad.
Yeah. And then when people come looking for you and want your autograph and want you, 24/7, you turn around and say, "Oh, I don't want this no more."
Yeah, is that what you're getting at when you call it, and it is you that calls it this, the price of fame?
Yes, the price
of fame. I'm going to put it out there. And you said about attention seeking. This is a bit of a controversial statement maybe, but is the act of suicide the ultimate act of attention-seeking?
Have
you ever thought about it that way?
Yeah, I mean, I think when...
Have you ever thought of that?
Yeah, I mean, it's someone who's basically been trying to cry out at the top of their lungs, and maybe they weren't being heard, and they thought that this will get people's attention.
Yeah.
And this will make people feel guilty.
Yeah.
Because it leaves a sense of guilt to those individuals who are involved with that person. To think, oh, you know, we could have done more, we could have talked to this person, or we could have hugged this person, or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, my heart goes out to anyone that feels they're in that position. It's an awful place to be in. Friends to suicide about 12 years ago, and you told him, you know, it's not that bad, but
ultimately,
someone's
put the they done it, you know. I mean, rather than say, I didn't make you do it.
Yeah. You're listening to The Late Show on FM, mashallah. 01189 660 382, and how can we text, Bob?
It's 07909 567 527. I'll repeat that again. 07909 567 527. The price of fame is what we're talking about today.
Yeah.
The price of fame. Do you really want it?
Can you pay the price?
Can you pay the price?
You know, we got mobbed on our way into the studio tonight.
Yeah.
Thank God we
for the front door.
Yeah, thank God we made it. Yeah, of course we have
Junior's only got one piece of clothes left.
Yeah, I know. It's my socks. But the price of fame. I was going to disagree with you, Barbara. I don't like to disagree with you on air, but let's face it. What inspired this show or topic was the passing, the suicide of Robin Williams. Are we attributing his suicide to the fact he was famous? Is that why he did what he did?
Well, I've read something, I mean, along the lines, and something that he quoted himself. He said that when he was growing up, he thought the worst thing in the world would be growing up and being alone. He goes, that's not the worst thing in the world. He goes, the worst thing in the world is being surrounded by people and still feeling alone.
Wow. As he was. And now, you know, and he had millions. And how could he?
Well, he had status in Hollywood. He had, obviously, financial security. He had, fame, you could say.
We might have the answer as we go live to line 1. Hello, line 1. You're live on The Late Show.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
What's the price of fame?
You tell me.
Well, we're posing the question. Who's this?
Why don't you take a wild guess?
A wild guess. Is it someone famous and you don't want to give your identity away?
Is it
Yeah,
Wurzel Gummidge?
that's it. That's fine.
Is this Jordan?
Uh-uh.
Michael Jordan? What do you think? What do you think the price of fame is, Jordan? Why did you leave Peter? Why did you leave Peter? Or did he leave you?
My name's not Jordan, though.
What's the truth?
My name's not Jordan, though.
It's not Jordan anymore. Katie.
My name's not Jordan, though.
Katie Price. Come on, tell it. Are you phoning up to be famous? How does it feel to speak to literally dozens of listeners around the world?
Oh, I feel on top of the world, I do.
Do you? Do you feel famous?
Slightly. I'd say about 0.5%.
Is it going to your head?
Sorry?
Is it affecting you?
Your reception is appalling.
Are you? I hope you're listening via the TuneIn app. By the way, tonight we're available on TuneIn. as the website is down.
Oh dear.
But Jordan, tell me, why do you think Robin Williams killed himself?
I think because he was bored with all that money around him.
Bored?
I think he didn't know what to do with his life. He was in a bit of a rut because he'd obviously made all this money.
Yeah.
And he didn't know what to do with it. And, you know, he just had to end his life, unfortunately.
Okay, as will we have to end this call. Thank you very much for that. That was Jordan there. Thank you. If you're bored, don't kill yourself. Give us a call.
If you're bored,
and prevent us from doing the same thing.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
That's interesting. So someone is rich and bored and just kills himself.
Well, this is the question that we can't answer. How could someone with so much money not be happy? But they do say if you're not happy with what you've got, you won't be happy with what you want. And happiness comes from
That
within.
is beautifully
You like
said.
that? Yeah,
I like that
I
one.
hope Soggy's listening. He probably wrote that one down.
Soggy is in a plush restaurant somewhere.
Is he? Working.
Working, yes. Working the middle section of his body.
Yeah. Soggy, if you're listening, we miss you.
Yes.
Come back soon.
Well, he's actually officially retired now.
No, what?
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
His football career is over. His management career is over.
Right. He's not going to know what to do.
It was a conscious decision that he had to make.
This sounds terrible.
Yeah.
This sounds terrible.
He's finding it hard. That's why he's hanging around in restaurants non-stop since his decision.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Say it's not so. Soggy, you've got one more round. Don't quit. You can manage it.
I don't think there's any more Caesars left in him.
Where is he?
Unless there's a kids team for Surrey Rolls or somewhere that want to take him on.
I'm sure he... Well, this is the question for every athlete and every...
Well, Soggy's paid the price of fame.
He has. In what way?
I mean, doing it all for everyone, helping everybody, not being appreciated,
Yeah, do you think is he not appreciated? I thought he was a hero to many.
He is to many, but he's sick of it.
Yeah.
He's sick of being a hero.
Yeah. I mean, when you hang up the gloves or the boots or whatever, it must seem very quiet, and people don't know what to do with themselves. They do end up going to restaurants or whatever it is, or abusing other substances. I mean, Robin Williams had this problem throughout his life.
But cocaine, I mean, it's a commonly used drug in Hollywood. I mean, people take that like paracetamol. Obviously he's had the problem for many years, but this is the thing, Julian. This is the thing. Here is a man.
Tell me the thing.
Who spent his entire life entertaining people, but yet he was miserable within himself. How can we get our heads around that?
But you see, I don't think it was the fame that made him miserable. I think it was the miserableness, if that's a word, that made him famous. He was the kind of character that was like a manic depressive. One minute he's up, the other minute he's down, and that kind of mania that he had to his personality that made him laugh a minute and speak at 100 miles an hour was what allowed him to be such a great stand-up comedian. He put it into his acting, but when the lights went down or when the curtain came down and the show's over, he would feel very empty.
So you need to be at a certain level of craziness to reach that level of success in a way. But when, like you said, when you're working, it's all good because you can actually concentrate and focus your energies. That sort of emotion and energy, where do you go?
Yeah, exactly. You leave it with nowhere to go. People like, I think like they say, genius and madness is a very fine line between the two, and like someone like Gaza, Paul Gascoigne, genius on the pitch, a nutter off the pitch, alcoholic.
But he was a nutter on the pitch too.
Well, he was a nutter on the pitch, but that was part of what allowed him to be such a great.
Whenever anyone mentions Gaza, I just picture his face crying.
Well, yes, he put his heart into it, yeah. And someone like that would.
I mean, it's incredible that he actually lived for so long. Well, actually, you know what I mean.
Well, yeah, no, tragically, I do know what you mean. That have gone before him that are not alive, that were geniuses on the pitch, but they let their demons get to them. George Best, for some people, he was the best, but he couldn't handle life. Well, even when he was playing football, he was battling with alcoholism. And when you take football away, what else have you got left?
Correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, George Best only played something like 50 games.
Is that right?
Correct me if I'm wrong.
If anyone knows the correct answer.
50 games, I mean 50 internationals.
He never played in the World Cup, and he retired at like 28 or something. Yeah, you're right, he did play a remarkably small number of games. I don't think it was 20 or 28 or 58. How many games did George Best play? Give us a call. 01189 660 382 if you know the answer, or the answer to
you can find the answer.
The price of fame. Let me know. But
we've got quite a lot of interesting characters on our poster, which was designed by yasserali.co.uk.
Oh, right.
I mean, let's go through some of these.
No, he is famous. Yeah, talk me through it. I couldn't recognise some of them. I saw Elvis.
One of the interesting ones on there is Chris Benoit. I like Chris Benoit.
Who is Chris Benoit?
Chris Benoit is was one of the last remaining old school wrestlers. I mean, when I say old school wrestlers, I mean this is a guy who was actually, you could say, a real wrestler.
Yeah.
That he moved into the sports entertainment, which is pro wrestling. It's choreographed.
No.
Yes.
Oh, man.
It's scripted. Sorry about that.
You've just ruined Christmas for many. Yeah. Okay. So he went from real wrestling to the fake one. And
no. Let's get this on to wrestling. Okay, he trained to become a professional wrestler, but the reason why professional wrestling became the way it is is because normal or Greco-Roman wrestling is quite boring to watch. Mm-hmm. You know, for the mainstream, if you don't know what's going on, it just looks like a couple of guys just rolling around. So what wrestling,
the untrained eye,
what the wrestling promoters started doing, they started implementing scripts and whatnot. Do we have a call?
Did you know that, caller?
I'm going to carry on with that.
Sorry, I missed the last bit.
Line 1, we were just explaining. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing? We were just explaining how and why wrestling went from being a sport to being a choreographed fake pantomime.
Oh, I think it's always been a fake pantomime.
Are you a wrestler?
I'm not a wrestler, but my brother, he was a big WWF fan, so like I was.
Oh, he loves animals.
Watching it. I love animals too.
Oh, good. Who is this? Who are we talking to?
It's Vanessa.
Vanessa, can you tell us what is the price of fame? Are you famous yourself?
I'm not famous. I have been on TV.
It's not Vanessa
before,
Phelps.
It's not Vanessa Williams, is it?
I was named after Vanessa Phelps. Though.
Were you?
I swear, that's what my dad says anyway.
Interesting.
I don't know if it's a lie, but he loved her.
Well,
he thought
there's
she was
a lot
great
to love about her.
I'll have to look that up.
That's the price of fame. But what is the price of fame? Do you think that for example, Vanessa Phelps, a famous lady, she.
Oh God, she had a breakdown, didn't she?
Yeah,
Big Brother.
Exactly. In front of the nation.
Funny and embarrassing. Funny and embarrassing. I guess like
I think there's a lot of pressure when you go into the showbiz industry, because it's got to be a bit crazy. Like these days with social media, you've got people tweeting you like, "Go and die," "Oh, you suck," all of this. So I don't think I'd be able to handle it. I'd probably have a meltdown myself.
Yeah.
So I just think there's a lot of pressure from trying to keep, like, you know, your agents happy, your fans happy, and like Robin Williams, you would never expect it from him, would you? So you just kind of think, oh my God, if he goes and does that, what's the hope for the rest of us?
That's a good question.
Like,
what is the hope
you know?
for the rest of us? But he wasn't. Hey, does anyone hate Robin Williams?
No one
Surely
hated
not.
him. Oh my God, I think everyone's still in mourning. I swear 3 days later I was just like, oh my God, am I dreaming? Am I dreaming?
Yeah. What was your best Robin Williams film?
Jumanji, without a doubt. I think that was like the first film I saw at the cinema.
Oh,
that's the first one I can remember. I'm just like, oh, what the hell? I can't believe he's gone.
I know.
I don't know who was worse then. Michael Jackson. I was devastated for him. Like, I was always a big fan of his.
Does it make it worse that he killed himself? Does that leave us with a little bit of guilt?
I don't feel guilty.
I'm not blaming you, especially. But you do feel kind of like, oh, but how could something like that happen?
Well, yeah, it's like he was too busy trying to make everyone else happy. Who was making him happy? Maybe no one.
Maybe no one. Yeah.
Where was his mum in this? Is she still alive? I don't know.
I don't know. You're asking all the right questions, Vanessa. I don't know. But that's what I mean, that when someone killed themselves, somebody is going to be left guilty, or feeling guilty. And even the way that we, the public, dealt with it after the terrible event was a little bit strange. And you had people putting things like...
Everyone was changing their profile pictures to pictures of him. I'm like, that's just a bit too much.
People were putting pictures of the genie and saying, you're free now. This is almost like condoning suicide, which is something Barbara Ali would never condone.
Like, oh my God, I totally don't condone suicide.
No, we don't. Exactly. But why is it that we
it's
kind
okay
of...
for Robin Williams.
We treat it as if it's okay.
Yeah, if it was in any other case, like, you know, if you're on your way to work, you're on a train, someone's jumped in front of the train, oh my God, I get so angry.
Because they've made you late for...
I'm just like, it makes me think it is a bit selfish. But then...
That is a selfish act.
It's selfish because you're ruining my whole day now.
Well, it is a selfish...
I'm going to be angry.
Suicide, to sum it up, is a selfish act, right? I think we can forget all that with the in all the mayhem. Vanessa, thanks so much for getting in touch, and
that's all right.
Keep it locked to the Late
I will
Show.
do. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. That's Vanessa there, not Vanessa Feltz or the other one, but it's a powerful point she raises about it being a selfish act. Is that why suicide? Why is suicide wrong, Barbara? You're probably going to bring religion up now, but anyway.
Okay, without bringing religion into it. Okay, even if religion wasn't involved in it, then what would give anyone any reason to live anyway?
Well, I often ask myself that question.
Exactly.
On a Wednesday.
You all should pack it in, innit? Really?
Yeah. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. We've got so much to live for.
Like turning on the news and watching people die.
Oh, Barbara, can we play some sad music in the background? We play some get the violin out, make us all feel better. No, look, I think we need to raise the question of why is it. Well, Chris Benoit is definitely
not Benoit. It's
It's Benoit. Sorry, mispronouncing French names is such a folk spaz.
Well, I think with those people who aren't familiar with the Chris Benoit story, I think
tell us the story.
I think it's I don't think it's boring.
No, go on, no, please.
I think that that all contributed to, you know, obviously there's the depression element of it. There's the testosterone and steroid element to it. There's the issue of his son being disabled. Obviously, you know, you got Chris Benoit, who was a elite athlete, you know, and then, you know, knowing that, you know, his son would never be able to carry on, you know, in his footsteps. I think that played a part in it.
Oh, man.
You know, but, you know, to do what he did the way he did, that was just...
How did he die? How did he kill himself? I'm genuinely not...
Well, basically what he did, he pretty much held his wife and his son hostage in the house, and basically, you know, finished them off and then finished himself off.
That's awful. That is awful.
And the son was only like 12 years old, I think.
That is awful. That is terrible. And now that is glaringly obvious as a terrible thing to do, because he harmed other people in the process, right? Now, Robin Williams didn't harm anyone physically in the process of his suicide, but didn't he harm them emotionally? And he must leave them devastated.
Oh, definitely.
Isn't that just as bad in a way?
Well, it's just like the previous caller said. It's very selfish, because, you know, you are not only responsible for yourself, but you have responsibility towards other people as well. And for you to, you know, make a decision like that without trying to seek any help, you know, and trying to sort out your demons is pretty selfish.
This is why I think we need to talk about it. People say, "Oh, he was a troubled soul," right? Oh, he was a troubled soul, and that's why he killed himself.
Who's a troubled soul?
Well, for example, Robin Williams. Or
How many troubled souls do we come across on a daily basis that are going through daily struggles, daily troubles?
Well,
and they still, you know, fight through it.
They do. They might kill other people.
And these people can't go to the bank and look at their balance and start going, whoa, you know?
This is the thing. But we criticise the people that are a troubled soul and they take out on someone else and maybe murder someone, and we all agree that's awful. But someone murders themselves, and we look upon them with sympathy,
pity.
Now, I think, I'm not saying that's wrong. And if you are a truly compassionate person, you will look upon the murderer in the same way, and say, what possessed him to stoop to that level, to take someone's life?
Why was suicide in particular in Britain and, you know, in the Christian world shunned upon? I mean, in those times, you know, anyone commits suicide, they will say that this person is condemned to the hellfire. I mean,
all religions.
Yeah, all religions, but
that,
you know,
suicide is wrong, as murder is wrong.
Yeah.
And I think you must forbid suicide as you must forbid murder. And I think this is why, if you want to not be a hypocrite, to be to the murderer and wrong, and you need to be passionate from FD saying depression is a serious disease. All right, so it's a disease now. Well, murder is a serious disease.
Well, definitely, yeah, it is. I mean, no one's denying that. No one's denying that depression is a disease or illness. No one's denying that. But, you know, there are cures, and I believe that with the right treatment, you know, and time and support, that, you know, people can come out of it. You know, many people go through depression. you know, some people are more severe than others. But I think depression comes with pressure, and if you can handle pressure, you know, you can get out of it. So, do you think that the man just couldn't handle the pressure?
What a boxer, a young guy.
Oh yeah, the young boy. Yeah, it was the Irish boxer. Yeah,
Yeah.
Sutherland.
Yeah.
Darren Sutherland. I mean,
Tragically.
look at that.
Killed him.
You got no, but it was a lot of other stuff going on behind the scenes. Basically, he was loaned money from his dirty promoter, who I think now is a woman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he was given money. He was given lots of perks to sign up with this particular promoter, and he wanted to break away from this promoter, but he knew that if he tried to, that the promoter will make his life hell.
Wow.
And you will be, you know, no one wants to be stuck in debt forever.
Yeah.
You know, and that's probably the way that he was looking. He was thinking, hold on, I took this money, I took this, and now I've got to pay it back if I want to get away from this guy. So, pressure, that's what goes down to pressure again.
Yeah.
You know, about handling pressure.
It is said that God, here we go, religion again, will never burden someone with more than they can bear.
That's right.
So, how do we explain then that people commit suicide?
But we've already discussed that. It's their choice. There's an element of choice there.
So they could have bared it, but
Yes.
they chose not to.
Exactly.
Okay, and this is what makes it wrong. Look, I know we're kind of getting really serious now.
The thing is, though, Julian, I mean, I know you're not big into, you know, black magic and jinns and, you know, the unseen. You're not too big in it.
You're right. You're right on that.
There, you know, there is an element of these works that go on, you know, and, you know, talking about God, this is one Ummah FM. It is an Islamic radio station. You know, we will bring up God here and there, you know.
No doubt.
So God will either try a person in two ways. Either he will bring a punishment to you, or he will bring a test. So it's up to this individual to determine what it is. But you have to have that belief in the Creator in the first place.
Yeah.
You know, so if a calamity comes before you, whatever it may be, but you don't see it as a calamity, you just see it as life is dealing me a card,
Yeah.
and I'm going to pack it in now.
Yeah.
And one thing I've got to say as well, another thing I've got to say about Robin Williams is that here's a man that entertained children his entire life, you know, trying to bring smiles to people's faces, especially children. Now, you know, we all grew up watching this guy, and
Steak can cancel out a lifetime of good work.
you mean his suicide?
Yeah.
No, I don't believe that. I believe that, you know, I mean, it's the way you look at it.
Because if someone had found him and grabbed him and resuscitated him or whatever, he'd have had another chance. He might have gone on to regret it, and
To redeem himself.
yeah.
But this is the thing, isn't it?
Now,
I mean,
now
this,
he doesn't have that opportunity.
this is the thing about suicide. I mean, you never know.
Yeah, it's a permanent solution to a temporary problem.
There you go. Problem.
Yeah.
It's hard. I haven't been in this particular. I'm sure you haven't. You know, but you know, to talk to someone who actually has
Yeah.
is a different thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we all. That's the thing. I don't think I can understand what depression is actually like. And we had a text saying that it's an illness. Unless you've been there, can we really judge? Like, I've never had depression. You feel sad some days. That's it.
I believe. Well, this is general anyway. But I believe that any individual can become depressed. Because if you look at the daily lives of people, you can get down and people it's very easy. You know, the jogging the right, I want money's not coming in, I can't pay my bills, you know, I can't stand my wife, kids are doing my head in, all these different scenarios.
Wow. He's never told me, man.
All these different scenarios. My girlfriend is going with my best mate.
Oh no! And you've got a wife as well. That's a complicated life you got there.
I hate my car.
Yeah.
You know, all these different things. I mean, you can easily just pity yourself to so much of an extent that you will get depressed.
Yeah. Paul, let's talk about something else. I'll tell you what.
What depresses you? I'm going to ask you a question actually. To all the listeners out there, if there are any listeners out there.
Both of them.
What depresses you? What drives you to being depressed?
And pick up the phone.
Yeah, you could keep it anonymous.
01189 660 382. You don't have to give your name. You can call in confidence, and let's have it.
Or you can text in if you want.
Yeah, text in if you're
07909 567 527. 07909 567 527. What depresses you? That's what we want to know. You know, what makes you miserable?
Okay, and don't say the late show, please. We're trying and brighten up your Wednesday night, your midweek, trying to make you feel happy. Sorry to bring it down. Yeah, what depresses you? 01189 660 382. Give us a call and cheer us up. We'll be telling you what depresses us. All right, you went there. Kurt Cobain killed himself.
Well, he wasn't really singing happy songs, was he?
Well, well, yeah, weren't they any good?
His songs weren't exactly chirpy either, were they?
Were his songs any good?
Well, there's one song that everybody knows.
No, someone should have told him.
Oh, well, he thought his music was crap.
Maybe that's why he killed himself.
I don't think that's why he done that. I believe that rock stars, in particular, musicians, they've got this thing about being immortal, and they're so ego-driven, that they think that they are. They basically think that they're it.
I think they're the king.
Yeah. So they live on their terms.
Yeah.
And what about this number? This number 27.
27.
27 is the number.
Whew,
Tell us.
I've survived it then by 2 years. Thank God.
I thought you were 37.
Well, it's because I'm so wise. Yeah. You probably. Did Amy Winehouse die at 27?
Yeah.
Who else is it?
Hendrix.
No, really.
Yeah, Jimi Hendrix, 27.
I don't know. But is that midlife crisis or late 20s crisis?
No, I think that's just drug abuse.
Oh, really? That's when the body can't. The body can't take anymore.
They take extreme dose of whatever they're taking, push it to the limit to such a degree that, you know. River Phoenix, but he was very young. I think he was like 21, 24 or something. What was his last words?
I don't know.
Dude, I think I'm dying.
Oh, he was right.
Those were his last words?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, famous last words. Whenever anyone does, anyone of this calibre pass away, there's always questions about, are they really dead? I mean, there's some people in Texas, they see Elvis every night.
Oh, you know, please don't pull out your massive conspiracy book.
Conspiracy book. No conspiracy this time. But there will be, I presume, people that...
Robin Williams is alive?
Or alive, or he was killed by the Illuminati. Why
would the Illuminati want to kill him?
I've got no idea. But...
did he know something that...
there will always be people that are going to ask that question.
You know, it's so...
They can't accept.
It's quite comical.
Yeah.
If you go on YouTube or the internet or whatever, and you just say, you type in celebrity's name and you just put in killed by the thingy, every celebrity's name will come up.
Well, exactly. Exactly. But Kurt Cobain, did he kill himself? I've heard that he killed himself, so-called, with a shotgun, that he wouldn't have been able to reach the trigger. But we might find out the truth now as we go to line 4.
Well, how big was a shotgun?
What, too long? Hello, caller. Who's this? Wake up. What is that? I want to hear it. This could be a cry for help, guys. Oh, and they're gone. Does that mean...
For that individual, if you're thinking about ending it, please don't.
That could have been...
Think about tomorrow.
Song. What song was that? Did anyone Shazam it?
Shazam.
Did anyone get
I didn't get to Shazam.
No?
Quick enough. So yeah, going back to Kurt Cobain then.
Cry for help.
So he actually had a shotgun as long as a room.
Well, too longer than his arm. Then he would have been able to put it to his head and...
So who did it for him then?
I don't know. Well, this is the question.
Why
really suicide?
Sure, if he's got a shotgun to his head and he's sitting down on the floor, the trigger down there, up there.
Well, you Google it then and tell me. There are things about it that don't add up.
But why him?
He knew something. I don't know.
What did he know?
I've got no clue. But
You know when they say he knew something or he was about to reveal something? What did these people know?
we don't know because they've died. The ones that are alive and that have still haven't been killed are in the Ecuadorian embassy or are in prison and changing themselves into a woman. There are people that...
Well, apparently he's hitting the Big Brother house for 400 grand.
Oh, that's the other one. No, that's...
someone else touched a woman.
No, I'm talking about not Julian Assange, the American one. The other guy who leaked a lot of documents. Yeah, what's he called? Give us a call if you know what I'm talking about. 01189 660 382. No, there are people that look. Not every suicide is really suicide, right?
That's right, yeah.
No, so there must be occasions, whether it's Kurt Cobain or Chelsea Manning. This is who I'm talking about. Yeah, Bradley Manning, who leaked documents exposing the American foreign policy, etc., changed his name to Chelsea Manning and wants to be known as a woman from now on.
Is that a way of trying to hide?
Mate, no, God knows. I don't know why anyone...
But he's still the same person, isn't it?
Yes.
So whether you're a woman or you become a man or a woman, you're still the same person.
Still the same.
Who leaked stuff.
Yeah. No, it's just an added complication to the... Into
so now you just have a different way because it's a woman.
Yeah, probably deal with it better, to be honest. There, and I've got a picture of him/her on the screen now. Thank you, producer. But yeah, the price of fame. Is it fame that makes you go crazy and want to turn yourself into a woman?
Michael Jackson or something?
I don't know what... did he know something?
I believe that he was taken out.
Okay. What about... Well, why? What makes you say that?
Well, a couple of factors. Okay, the guy was messed up, yeah, on Demerol, whatever he took. whatever types of pills he took.
Yeah.
But I believe there's a few factors there. One is that he was in massive debt. Two, this last world tour would have cleared off his debt.
Right.
Yeah. And three, he was not tied in with anybody. Meaning he was a free agent. He didn't have to be tied in or do things on other people's terms.
Free mace agent, sorry. Yeah.
He was tied. Three factors there. When he died, his record sales just went through the roof. I mean, he's earning more money now than he ever did before.
Yeah, we love a dead
So
guy.
who's profiting off that? Who's eating that money? Where's that going to?
The doctor?
The family.
I don't know.
The doctor's probably out now, isn't he? I heard he's out.
I don't know, is he? Really?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah,
But, okay, so we got Michael Jackson, didn't kill himself, but was killed in unfortunate circumstances. What about John Lennon? Did he know too much?
What did he know?
Well, he was all about peace for a start, and he had some revolutionary ideas. It seems that if you get famous to a certain level, you will also be influential.
That's
Maybe
right.
if you're too influential,
You're a threat.
a nutter kills you, or you're in a terrible accident.
Or you are mad.
What, Versace?
Yeah.
What did Versace know?
Well, he was just very good at designing clothes, wasn't he?
I know, yeah. Clothes, furniture, interior design. He was doing it all.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had 50 million, I would buy his house.
So would I. So would I. But I think you called it the price of fame. I didn't like the name because I felt like it's not the fame that makes people like this. It's the way that they are. Their mentality has made them prone to being outrageous, has made them prone to being performers, to being extroverts. That's what made them famous, and it's just kind of what goes with it. But actually, maybe the true price of fame is that one day you're going to have to sell out, or if you get too influential, someone's going to take you out. And even if they don't take you out, you're at a very high risk of killing yourself through overdose of drugs or, Amy Winehouse, overdose of alcohol?
And drugs or whatever she took.
Let's find out from line 3. Hello, line 3. Turn your radio down, whoever this is.
I would like to talk.
Go ahead, who's calling?
It's David from Bagshot.
David from Bagshot, go ahead.
Hi.
What is the price of fame?
The price of fame is, in most cases, what you have bypassed tonight is people with mental health problems.
Mental health. Like depression, is that a mental health issue?
I will talk specifically bipolar disorder.
Do you think that's what Robin Williams had?
Absolutely.
And what should we be? How should we treat the person with the bipolar in that case?
Well,
to avoid them killing themselves.
I think what you have forgotten tonight is the absolute distressful disorder of mental health. And bipolar disorder is only explained by people who have it as a merciless roller coaster, a crippling, which involves crippling suicidal thoughts during certain depressive episodes.
And that roller coaster could lead to
that roller
the
coaster
ultimate.
Is something that they cannot control. They can have normal days between episodes, but they never know when it rears its ugly head. And Robin Williams suffered from bipolar disease. And frankly, for people to even discuss his money is insulting to anybody that does not understand mental health.
Because money is not going to help him, is it? If you've got that
money is irrelevant.
Illness.
It takes courage to kill yourself.
Sorry to cut you in there. What is the actual cure for it then? I mean,
there is no cure for bipolar disorder. There is only a matter of controlling it, and it can be controlled by good medication, or it can be controlled by individuals. I'm really disappointed to hear tonight that you're obsessed with fame. Mental health is such a serious problem that you're talking about everything that is irrelevant to mental health.
Yeah, but don't you feel that the fame aspect of it led to the mental health problems?
No, I would actually say...
Or was he already mentally ill?
I would say on the contrary, my friend, that his fame was born of the creativity that came and was produced from his manic depressiveness, and the fact that the manic side of him was the creativity. And that was the creativity that allowed him to do what he did. But he was still living a life of hell in between.
I mean, that's I tried to make that point earlier on, that these creative geniuses, they're predisposed to that kind of illness, and that genius is what makes them famous and what makes them performers, right?
Julian, it's absolutely correct that there is a higher incidence of people with this disorder who actually are very creative.
George Best, Mike Tyson, Paul Gascoigne.
You're talking sportsmen.
For example.
Vincent van Gogh.
Yeah, who cut his ear off.
You know, I mean, there's so many people, but they live a life of hell in between the manic episodes where they're totally creative and the depressive episodes where they are actually having suicidal thoughts all the time and they're battling with them. And anybody with bipolar disorder, and I wish somebody tonight on the radio who has any mental health problem would actually phone in and talk about their own personal issues and cut all this crap out, because you know, it's a serious, serious problem. And I can even, if you want me to go forward, I will turn around and say, at the moment, our prisons are full of people with mental health disorders, or they're now locking up young people under 17 with health disorders picked up on the streets, and this is what's happening.
Do you, well, I don't know if you actually believe in this stuff, but do you believe that there's influences from the unseen that are affecting these individuals?
Sir, say that again, please.
Do you, I don't know if you would agree with me, you probably won't, but do you, my point is that do you think that these individuals that suffer from mental disorders are basically affected by the unseen?
The unseen?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Demons, jinns, you know, the unseen.
I don't understand that at all.
Yeah.
I think mental disorder is, we're talking a disease, we're talking disorder, we're talking a behavioral disorder, we're talking brain disorder, we're talking people born with something that is nothing to do with anything else. We're talking people who are born into situations. We're talking people who...
No, it's very interesting what you're saying. I mean, I do take your point, but we had a show a few weeks back where an individual came on and he basically said that a lot of the mental disorders, the depressions that, you know, a lot of people go through is because of, you know, influences from the unseen.
I think that's people that don't understand it, trying to explain it and say, oh, it's a ghost. Well, as the caller said, it's an illness. It is an illness. We might not understand it.
But if you want me
No, it's an illness. No, I'm not saying it's not illness. It's an illness, but we've got to look at the symptoms.
Let me also say that modern life has brought many, many pressures on people, and that can certainly add to the fact that people cannot cope. I mean, that is... you know, every day this world where there's little concern for mental health. And there's been little concern for mental health. And I would like you people to consider seriously when you're talking about even Robin Williams, look seriously into his background and find out what problems he had. And it's nothing to do with money. Yeah. It's rarely to do with fame. The fame comes from his creativity. And that creativity comes from his bipolar disorder. Now, I want to say one last thing before I go here, and I'm sorry if I'm sounding rather blah, blah, strong on it, but I want to say one thing. There's a lot of people out there listening to you who have had mental problems, and I would like them to phone in and tell you something personal, because that will give you the insight.
Mm-hmm. We always encourage that. I mean, this is what we want. We want to interact with the people out there. We don't really want to talk about ourselves.
I thank you for at least airing it, and I will say good night.
No,
thanks so much.
Thank you very much for the call. Thank you. I think that's why I said I didn't like the topic, price of fame. It's the price of mental health. Is that the issue?
The thing is...
Is that the truth? No. The only reason why we care about Robin Williams is because he was famous. As the caller said, there must be thousands of other people who are suffering from mental illness, and we're not mourning them or being upset for them. It's only the famous ones.
Well, the gentleman, made some valid points. I mean, I agree with a lot of what you're saying, but the thing is with me is that there is no belief there of, the unseen or, these sort of things. I mean, say for example, you've got an individual who's, let's look at a movie, for example, The Exorcist or something, where you got individual,
for example.
Yeah, you got individual at that mental, extreme, yeah?
Oh, we got another individual. Hello, caller, line 5. You're live on The Late Show.
Oh, I just want to say I am 27 and still alive. Have a few more months to go. But I think the last caller made a good point that money is relevant. Because it's not only famous people who commit suicide, but we never hear about them, they have no money. But since famous people are famous, those are those issues that we know.
That's a very powerful point. Thank you very much, caller. You're 27, still going strong.
So far, so good.
Yeah, what's your advice to people that are feeling, that are having depression? Well, there's a fine line between being depressed and actually being clinically mentally ill. Barbara will say it comes down to the unseen.
No. I'm not saying that it's just, you're being affected by jinns or, devils or whatever. I'm not saying that. Obviously, not everything is contributed to that. But what I'm saying is that there's a cure, I believe, for everything. Literally nearly everything there's a cure for. But the gentleman that called before, he said that the cure is medication or just suppressing it for a short period of time. But it will always haunt that individual.
Mm-hmm. But don't you think, just like the last caller mentioned, it's only people who with those issues who what it's like to be under that state. I guess there's no one.
Oh, I mean, I'll be straight with you. I mean, I've got relatives who've suffered with mental illness, all their lives, and extreme mental illness we're talking about. But all they do is just pump them with injections and just suppress it. But the symptoms are always there. It never goes away. But then, I was just about to discuss with Julian just before you called. I said, if you've got an individual who's extremely mentally ill, and they'll say, oh, look, this person's possessed. Yeah. How do you counter that? How do you sort that problem out? How do you diagnose that? Because the gentleman before said it will never be fixed. It's always going to be like that.
Yeah, well, that's the truth about it. I guess there are always people who are going to be. My point is that.
Definitely. I mean, with the topic for today, we said, the price of fame. We wanted to base the show obviously around Robin Williams because obviously that's the most recent case and the most advertised case that's been happening recently. So we had to just create something in that way. But I totally agree. It's not just about the money. The money doesn't drive you crazy. Fame just doesn't drive you crazy. There's other factors in it. I do appreciate that.
Perfect. Right, thanks, guys.
Thank you for your call. Yeah, it's a powerful point, and I think diagnosis is another issue. But you've got to diagnose it before you remedy it. Whether that's with what is the religious answer to what is exorcism and whatnot.
Julian, I mean, the gentleman that was there, the gentleman that was on this show a few weeks ago, and we was basically talking about the unseen and the effects of the unseen, and he's flat out said that mental hospitals or psychiatric centres are actually using, Islamic guidance as such, to try to calm certain individuals down. So they're actually being called there to do it, to give their services.
And what service is that? I mean, I can understand how prayer and meditation would help someone focus or whatever, or calm down, or think positively. But I think pouring holy water over somebody and saying a magic spell, that you might as well take.
Well, we have to look at this way. I mean, there is good and then there's evil. Mm-hmm. There's good, then there's evil. Why is good there? Why is evil there? Obviously, something is behind all that.
Mm-hmm. Well, look, I'm going to give out a website, www.mentalhealth.org.uk. That would be where I would start if you feel that you are continually anxious or depressed. It's an organisation working to end mental health, and I think I'd keep it. What's the word? Mainstream. If religion is a very personal thing, and there will be Catholics that tell you have to put holy water and say Lord's Prayer, and there will be Muslims that will do it their way, Buddhists will do it their way. But yeah, we're very focused on our physical health nowadays, and we neglect the emotional, spiritual health, spirituality doesn't have to come from religion. You can find a peace within yourself. I wish we had Naz Ali with us. The well-being show.
Conscious, you mean?
Yeah.
You don't have to be religious. You just have to be conscious. Try to do the right thing.
I think you don't have to be religious to do good things and care for other people. And
that's a humane aspect of life, anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, if with humanity, it comes with our our natural instincts.
Mm-hmm.
So being created a certain way would bring our natural instincts to do certain things anyway.
I think it's important to just remember what some of the callers have mentioned. Actually, that it's a real disease, whether you remedy it with spiritual or physical or remedies. It needs to be addressed. It can't be ignored, and no amount of money will help you if you're feeling depressed. And
I think what we need to do a show, and we need to get a few guests in that would bring different points of views. Or how this.
Yes, I'll talk about, and I thank the brave people that have phoned in tonight and discussed it with us. I think, as the caller said, if there's anyone who's got mental health problems in their history and wants to phone in, it would be a very difficult thing to do.
Can someone have mental illness and not even know about it? They might even think it's just normal.
Yeah, well, I think he meant if you've recovered from it, or you are a recovering schizophrenic or manic depressive or someone with bipolar. There's also such a thing as personality disorder. I'm not an expert
eating disorders.
on any of the. Yeah, there's even eating disorders are another manifestation of someone who can't
mental illness.
control. Yeah, it's a mental illness, but it's very real, and we accept if someone's got a broken arm, you're not gonna
or a broken heart.
Yeah, well, there you go. Different
Many
types.
people don't come back from that.
Very true, very true. But you wouldn't expect the blind man to be able to see, but we expect the person with depression to just get on with his life and be happy with his millions, just because. Happy, if you.
He said, it doesn't come out from me. It doesn't come from me. If you're mentally ill, you're mentally ill. But I do believe the way you live your life, in the way you live it, will determine saying you will continue to be. If you live a reckless life, chances are you're going to lose your mind. It's just going that way.
Sure. Well, one could lead to the other, or vice versa. Anyway, announcements. What's coming?
Well, usually good at doing all that stuff. He announces everything from events to the weather.
Talk to me about the boxing, Barbara. You got me.
Oh right,
you got me excited. You got me excited about that.
Well,
I know it's only an idea at the minute.
I think it's something that we could do, 100%. I'm thinking do a charity event. Obviously, everything has to be done for charity these days. Where we'll arrange like 10 bouts, 3 rounders.
Yeah.
And
3 threes, 3 twos.
Depending on the
head guards or
not.
not.
It could be 3 ones. I mean, depending on the individuals, how confident they are.
Could be one round.
It could even be one round if
you're with me.
Yeah, it could be.
It will be.
It could be whatever. I mean, what I was thinking was just do 10 bouts, get the community involved.
So it's not a tournament, just 10 straight
10
bouts.
The bouts could be done in 2 ways. Either you can have an exhibition where there will be no winner or no loser, but you just got to do your rounds as open. It's like an open sparring session.
Yeah.
Or we can have proper bouts where we can determine a winner and a loser.
Oh, come on, let's have a winner and loser.
But not everyone's going to be comfortable with that.
Okay.
Some people are not. They don't want to be too competitive where they get exposed in front of the crowd. So I think we should give them that option of saying, okay, you know what, go in there, do your 3 rounds in front of the crowd, have a good time, and
all right,
everyone's a winner. Don't worry.
That's very compassionate of you.
Happy and merciful.
Well, I want to have a showdown.
Showdown with who?
He will remain nameless.
Okay.
An unnamed opponent.
Well, there's a lot of planning. There's going to be a lot of planning involved. Obviously, we're going to have to get a ring. We're going to need to get a referee, an ambulance, a doctor.
Yeah.
Waiver.
Head guards or not?
We could do head guards. Yeah, we could do head guards.
Nah, don't do it. No, the Commonwealth Games benefited greatly from.
But the thing is, with the head guard situation,
Semi-pro.
I watched the Commonwealth Games, but is actual amateur boxing going to take that up?
It's all gone that way now.
It's all gone
amateurs. Yeah, the head guard has gone out of the amateur game now.
Because apparently it's not proven. It hasn't been proven that it makes any difference.
Yeah, the chin is still exposed, and I think it just. It's good for avoiding clashes of heads.
Or cuts.
Yeah, but it makes it a lot easier to watch. No.
Yeah, and too much interruptions trying to adjust the head guard all the time and stuff like that, and it gets in front of the eyes and all that.
So when do you think this the greatest show ever will be put on?
That's down to us.
This side of Christmas?
That's down. We could do it. We could do it as soon as that.
So.
As soon as that.
If you're out there, you know who you are. Get ready. Yeah, I've been challenged already. I've been challenged already.
He's retired. We've already discussed that.
Oh no, I hear that. Would you get in the ring?
I would. Yeah. I would go.
You would take on all comers.
Oh, I'll have an open sparring session.
What's your fighting weight at the minute? What are we looking at?
I don't know. How much?
Super heavy?
No, not that heavy. I'm in my 90s somewhere.
All right.
The other thing, this Sunday, there is a football tournament. I believe it's called for Gaza. It's at Gold and Willie. It's proceeds will be going. So let me, Julian can.
Yeah, so Goals for Gaza. Tell me about it, Bob. I'm eager to find out. Oh, he's got it now.
The very little that I know, it's basically been organised by a group of individuals in Reading who basically feel a bit upset about what's been going on in Gaza, so they've taken it upon themselves to, do a little charity event where they want to raise money. I'm actually trying to find the poster on my phone. I'm so unorganised.
Do you know which charity it's with? Muslim Hands?
It's with... no, it's not with Muslim Hands, no. It's with... I do apologise for my unprofessional...
Watch the Facebook page for details on Goals for Gaza.
I've got it.
Here we go.
Right. Goals for Gaza. Sunday, 24th of August. It's a charity event, six-a-side charity football tournament. They'll have barbecues there, stalls, all to raise money for the people of Gaza. Event will be held at Goals in Woodley, Bournemouth School. The timing of the event is something that they haven't got.
All day.
Oh, here we are.
Here we go.
Midday. Starts at midday. And I think there's quite a lot of teams involved here.
12. Yeah.
Six-a-side.
All right.
So it's all good, It's something that...
Goals for Gaza, that's this coming Sunday from 12 in Woodley.
Yeah, midday.
Okay.
Goals for Gaza.
Midday, 12.
And all proceeds will be going to Interpol.
Oh, Interpol. Oh, okay, good.
So, do you have any experience with Interpol?
I had a friend who's
trusted
charity, and I think George Galloway recommends if you want to send money to Palestine, that is the way to go.
Interpol, yeah?
Interpol, yeah.
Wow, okay, excellent.
Endorsed.
So, yeah, that'd be great to get all the community out there, support this event. All proceeds going to Gaza. I think it's a great thing that individuals in the community are, taking it upon themselves to set up, community or community-based events that will bring people together, to form some unity, and also on top of that, to do some good with some charity work. We have to raise the money.
Absolutely.
So Goals for Gaza, that's this Sunday, midday, at Goals in Woodley. So I think I plugged that.
Heard it here first, yes. Very good notices there, done as well as Sogi could do. And watch this space for boxing in future. I've done my boxing for Syria. I'm ready to box.
We are going to set up a charity boxing event. We will do that. And the other thing I'm going to do is another weightlifting competition that's scheduled for December. And that's going to be a good one as well. So plenty of things to look forward to. Obviously planning. Everyone out there, stay united, stay together. Back each other, be happy.
Absolutely.
That's the best we can do. Just always be supportive of each other. So inshallah, I am done for this evening.
Barber's had enough. You've done a good job, mate. Great to have you back. It's good to not be alone in the studio.
Great to be back. Great to be back.
Welcome back. Yeah, this has been the Late Show.
Late Slate.
We'll do it all again next week, same time, same place. Inshallah.
Inshallah. Okay, from myself, Babar Ali, and Julian, Assalamu alaikum, rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you, and good night.